afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a special, weird, different casual report. This is casual report plus with just me. What we're gonna do whenever I'm on my own, whenever I'm, when the guys are busy, when everyone's busy, Bish, Dan, Rob, and Jam. I'm just gonna give a little straight to YouTube bite-sized chunk casual report. We're just gonna chill. That's what that is. It's probably gonna change a lot. Like the intro video thing might change, and the layout you're looking at now will probably change over the next couple of months or weeks or however long we do this for. But it's just a quick update of just my thoughts really and what's going down. Obviously, comment section is your playground. You can do whatever you like. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me everything. Who knows? But this is going to be not live. Well, live technically, but not on Twitch live or YouTube live. It's just going to be like a straight to YouTube special, like I said. Obviously, a bit of post-production in it as well, so I might put a little video or three here or a nice image or something, because it is the year 2022 and computers can do that apparently. So, it is what it is. So it's just, there's going to be no, apart from this, there's going to be no chit chat, no, no, how are you, how's this, what have I been playing, none of that, no forgotten gems, no unpopular opinions or any of that nonsense. It's just going to be the bite-sized chunk. I wouldn't have thought this video, when all said and done, would be longer than 20 minutes. But when we first started the casual report, I did aim for 45 minutes. And now we go on for an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. So, it is what it is. But should we crack on? There's a bit of stuff to get through today. Quick stuff first, though. For example, Death Stranding. You may know it. Kojima's finest video game. Is coming to well, it is already on PC, I should say. Death Stranding Ultimate, what's it called? Director's Cut, sorry, is coming to PC for $40. It's also offering a $10 upgrade if you bought the PC version on Steam or Epic, and also the Lunar New Year sale, I should say, on Steam now. You can get Death Stranding for 70% off, which is, I thought that was a clicky thing. It's just an image. I thought it was going to link me to the page, but it doesn't. I imagine about 15-20 quid. Probably not even that, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, Death Stranding, like I said on the show before, is not for me. Although I'm glad it exists. I'm glad people like it. And I'm glad Kojima's just oozing his mind everywhere. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm glad they did the $10 upgrade, to be honest, because I thought if that was exclusive to PlayStation, I think that would be a bit. I think people will be a bit up in arms in that. And it's on PC. It's published by 505 Games, which you say what you want about them, But I mean, the PC version runs great from what I played, and no issues there. And yeah, so if you're interested, definitely. When's it coming to PC? That is a good one. Where are we now? So release date. Earlier this month, we communicated that spring 2022 is our release window. Today we're thrilled to announce the Death Stranding's Director's Cut will launch on Steam and Epic Game Store March 30th, one day before Jam's birthday. Where is Jam today, I hear you ask? Well, Jam unfortunately has the Rona, so he'll be coughing and guts up. I told him, he said to me, I'll be coughing everywhere. I'm like, don't worry about it, mate. Stay in bed. Play Battlefield 2042, do what you got to do. And Rob is at a gig, so it's just me. So there you go. £34, $39.99, and €39.99. 4,980 Japanese yen and 198 Chinese yuan. I think it's yuan. Sorry, the Chinese brothers and sisters. But I mean, yeah, Death Stranding. If you're into that, go and play it on the PC. Now, speaking of Epic Game Store, on next up is the free games for Epic. They are Daemon X Machina, and which is this week, and next week it will be Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. The Daemon X Machina, I did play the, was it a beta or an alpha or demo, or I played something on the Switch. I can't remember what it was. But I had a good time. I didn't buy the game. I don't know why. I think other things were coming out and it was quite crowded. What I played, it was as close to Zone of the Enders I'm going to get in the year 2022 without Konami pachinkoing that shit up, mate. Do you know what I mean? So there is that. And Yooka-Laylee, that is from now until the 3rd of Feb, which is next Thursday. And next Thursday till the following Thursday, you can get Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair if you didn't get it last time, or you haven't got it already. It is, I can't recommend that game enough if you like Donkey Kong Country, or it's basically Donkey Kong Country, which is fantastic, because Yooka-Laylee is basically Banjo and Kazooie, or Banjo Kazooie I should say. But I mean, it's always worth, if you got a PC, it's always worth keeping an eye on these Epic Games free stuff. Even if you haven't got a PC, just add them to your library. I'm pretty sure you can do it on the website. Am I right? Before I let I don't think I'm right actually. But if you got a PC, even if it's just a little laptop which can't run anything, just download them to an account. And when you do eventually get the PC or the better laptop or whatever, you've got all these games to play. Because on the Epic Games Store currently, we must have over 100 games. I must have, which is worth the shot. So do that. But those are those. Review scores are in as well for Uncharted what's it called? Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, which is Uncharted 4, Thieves End and Lost Legacy Remastered for PS5, coming to PC later this year. I won't tease you because I normally tease whoever's on with me, but Jam and Rob aren't obviously not here, so it's sitting at an 87 on Metacritic, as you can see, and with how many reviews? 63 reviews, 61 positive and 2 mixed, which, I mean, Uncharted speaks for itself, to be honest. I didn't play 4. No, I did. I played 4. I didn't play Lost Legacy, which I want to, because a lot of people say that Lost Legacy is their favourite Uncharted, and that gets me going. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy that. So, but I'm just going to read a few of the blurbs quick. Did you? No, we're not going to read that one. The Games Machine. They get 92. I assume they work on the 100-point scale. And they say Nathan Drake and Chloe Fraser are back with their single-player adventures, polished and enhanced to suit the power of the PS5. They're still fresh, enjoyable, and now feature shorter loading times, 3 graphic modes, and a little bit of DualSense magic. I mean, Jam's already pre-ordered Uncharted, and obviously because he's missed the PlayStation, he'll get that all day long. I think I'm going to miss out. You can get the upgrade, I think, but I think you want the box. And Steve Ivor, they give it 70. Said the bundle games are undeniably great, their enhancements solid, but nonetheless these are old titles pulled off the shelf and given a fresh coat of varnish and at additional cost to those who've already purchased them at that. I'm sure I agree. I mean, you're all entitled to your opinion, of course, but I mean, I think that's exactly what it is. I think that can be taken as a positive or a negative, I think. But I'm unsure with his problem, the other person's problem there. But I digress. 87, which is a stonking score. That's near Automata territory, which near, I think it's 88. But I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, the score's a score, but I mean, I always say you should read the context of the review. Don't just look at the number and be like, "Oh my god, it got a 9." It must be like, just read the pros and cons and things. But other than that, the other one that dropped today is obviously Pokemon Legends Arceus, which me and Jade will be playing all weekend. Don't you worry. This score could have said 12 and I'd have been all weekend all over it. Which obviously, I mean, it's a bit hit and miss now. With obviously what's going on with Pokemon, the Pokemon, Pokemon fans are like Star Wars fans, like the hardcore Twitter keyboard warriors. Now not quite as high as Uncharted, but may as well be. 86. Now you tell me the difference between an 86 and an 87. I mean, who knows? But 86. 41 reviews, 38 positive, 3 mixed, which is similar to what Uncharted had. Uncharted obviously had about 15-20 more reviews. VGC are, my favourite site of all time, obviously, because we don't go a show without having a story from there. So Pokemon Legends is the breath of fresh air the series has needed for so long. It may not have been apparent from the trailers, but this is one of the most entertaining, engaging, and engrossing games in the entire history of the Pokemon series. It's highly recommended to both long-time fans and complete newcomers. Now, I have a problem with that. I'm glad it's great, don't get me wrong, but diss to the marketing team there. I assume the marketing team could have done a better job if they're not showcasing the pros of the game. But the Pokemon Company are weird when it comes to like what you can and can't show pre-release of stuff. Like weird. Like just let me show stuff. If I haven't reviewed anything professionally for anybody, don't worry. But I imagine that's what the reviews were saying. But I mean, I can't wait. And I'd be lying if I was sat here and said I wasn't excited for this game because Pokemon Arceus Legends, I've said that wrong, it's Pokemon Legends Arceus, is a tiptoe in the right direction to the Pokemon game I've dreamed of since I was 10 or 12 years old. And in 2022 we're finally an inch closer, I believe. And after looking at these, we'll read a mixed one for shits and giggles. IGN Italy, IGN review isn't going live till Friday, I believe, because the reviewer wanted more time with it and wanted to dive in, and which is fair enough. The Pokemon's a big game, got a lot of traffic, and I'm glad they're able to do that. But Pokemon Legends Arceus should have been the next step for the franchise, but it turned out to be a disappointing experience as IGN Italy's division. Another one, Digital Trends, Pokemon Legends Arceus is a step in the right direction for the aging series, even if its technical limits can't always support its ambitions. That was my worry. That one, that I can see that one, but all the positives outweigh all the mix. So, no, I'm happy. I'll be talking about that on Tuesday when we do that stuff, and also just another quick one while we're here. Mortal Kombat, is getting a sequel. Not obviously not Mortal Kombat 12. I'm obviously talking about the film that came out in 2021. Was it last year? I'm not sure. It was last year, wasn't it? No one's here to ask. It doesn't matter. But the Mortal Kombat film that came out, I'm going to say last year. This is from Deadline. Mike Fleming Jr. writes this article. He says, New Line is back into a fighting stance on a sequel to Mortal Kombat, the action-adventure film based on the blockbuster video game franchise. The studio has hired Jeremy Slater to write Mortal Kombat 2, who is a writer of Moon Knight, which is the new Marvel Disney Plus series, and obviously I should have checked this prior, I'm so sorry. What else did he do? Because he hasn't just turned up out of nowhere and wrote Moon Knight, I know that for a fact. He wrote Fantastic Four, The Exorcist series. I didn't know that there was a series. Umbrella Academy. He helped get that onto Netflix, I should say. The Lazarus Effect, Death Note. Ooh, he's got experience with writing things which already exist and putting them over, like so Death Note and Fantastic Four, Moon Knight as well. I mean, this could be right, because Death Note has its problems, to say the least. But I know I think Jam would always say that he likes Mortal Kombat films anyway. But I mean, they are the older ones are cheesy. I'm not sure about the new one. But I'm glad it's getting some love. You know what I mean? And we'll see when the trailer comes out and the casting and new characters, and imagine The Rock as Johnny Cage or Shao Kahn in the first. If Shao Kahn's in the first one, I apologise, but imagine The Rock as Shao Kahn. I mean, The Rock needs to be in everything because he's just cool. And also, that was the quick stuff out of the way. We'll get to the nitty gritty, big stuff late in a minute. But before we do, I need everybody to go to Steam now and buy a game called Vampire Survivors. It's cost you, if you're in the States, it costs you $3. If you're in the UK, it's going to cost you £2.09. If you're anywhere else, I'm sorry, I can't do the conversion rates. But you get the idea. It's less than a fiver, I imagine, wherever you are. Obviously not Japan, but sitting on 11,000 reviews, overwhelmingly positive. I'll try and splice a trailer, a bit of footage to my left. You're looking at it, you're right. Here, it's just so good, man. I mean, it's a bullet hell roguelike, Castlevania inspired, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, but I mean, it's one of them. It's hard to explain and it's hard to make it sound interesting. I think you need to give someone a control and let them play it once, which with it being £2.10 is going to help it immensely. It's going to be on. I hope it's on Switch soon because it's going to shine on Switch if it ever does make the jump. I'm sure it will. It's just taking over Steam at the minute. There's just a lot of it going down. But I mean, obviously from the footage, it doesn't look much. But the pixel art's quite nice. Gameplay, it feels a bit, when I'm moving around, it feels a bit slow, but there's no it's not twin stick. That was my dream. I was like hoping it was twin stick because I watched the trailer and I was like, it's got to be twin stick shooter, but it's not. It's like a timed. You have to wait for the cooldown and then attack, cooldown, attack, cooldown, attack. You get like special attacks. Excuse me. And stuff like that. So, I mean, if you've got a spare £2 or £3, just do it, mate. Just do it because it's so good. Anyway, big stuff time. Drum roll, please. Now you may remember I forgot this game existed until I saw a tweet by Nibel this afternoon that Hyper Scape from Ubisoft is closing down less than 2 years since its release, which, I mean, it is what it is. I forgot this game existed. I had no idea. They released a statement on the official website. It says, "Contenders, we have made the difficult decision to end development of Hyper Scape and shut the game down as of April 28th. We set out to create a vertical, close quarters and fast-paced shooter experience, and we are extremely grateful to our community for joining us on our journey. We will be taking key learnings from this game into future projects. To the Hyperspace community, thank you for your passion and dedication to the world of Neo Arcadia, both inside and outside of the game. Your devotion to the game we built will always be cherished. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Sincerely, Hyperscape." Which, I mean, this game seemed to come in with like a little bang, and then it was like went away. And I personally, I didn't see anything of this until just now. I'm not sure if you guys are playing this game or you've seen your friends play it or you're in a community or something. But I can honestly say I've never ever seen anything other than the first, I think it was E3, like maybe a year or two ago. Do you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I can see that, to be fair, because it's whatever. And VGC have wrote an article on it. Andy Robinson, he says, developed by Ubisoft Montreal, Hyperscape is a free-to-play 100-player battle royale for FPS. I didn't even know it was 100-player battle royale until I read this article earlier. Set in a futuristic urban environment called Neo Arcadia. Now, it always looked cool. Always felt like it played all right. It looked like it played how I wanted it to play, is what I'd probably suggest. But it's just after the game launched in open beta form in July 2020. However, just a year after its release, Ubisoft had stopped releasing major updates for the game. Its last season launched in March 2021, which was about 10 months ago now. By Ubisoft C3 live stream in June, Hyperscape wasn't mentioned at all, and obviously now have come out and said it's going to shut down. April 28th is the date. Let me know if you ever played this or have been into it at one point, because it's quite shocking to. It's not shocking. I'm not shocked. I'm shocked by Ubisoft just pulling the plug so quickly when they usually run shit into the ground. like Assassin's Creed and Far Cry and stuff. But those stuck, to be fair. Splinter Cell, not been around for a while, but we'll see. Moving on though, because I assume that game's just going to fade off. I think it was free to play, which obviously they don't owe anybody anything, which is a good thing about these. Not for the players, but the the developers and the publishers can just, if it's free to play, I'm sure there's a clause somewhere in some not contract but terms and conditions. There's probably and they accept now things. Probably we have the right to pull the plug whenever we fucking feel like it. And I'm not saying Fortnite's going to pull the plug or anything like that, but these smaller free to play titles with less oomph probably aren't going to do anything with anyone, to be honest. But yeah, we'll crack on though, because I'm going to talk about that all day. However, Steam Deck, bang, you may remember it, Valve's Switch thing. I don't know what it is. That has a release date. I just thought they posted some. I think did they post some out? I don't know. But anyway, I'm reading from I'm reading from Steam. The Steam Deck launching February 25th, which 4 weeks, something like that. Hello, the day is almost here. On February 25th, we'll be sending out the first batch of okay, they haven't sent any out yet. I just maybe it's the press that have got them. So they've been sending out the first batch of emails to reservation holders. Customers will have 3 days from receipt of their order email to make their purchase before their reservation is released to the next person in the queue. The first units will be on their way to customers starting the 28th. 28th, 3 days. And we plan to release new order email batches on a weekly cadence. In addition, we're sending out press units for full review shortly. I shall be asking for one of them. You know what I'm saying? Press review embargo on Steam Deck coverage will lift on 25th of Feb, but keep an eye out for some preview coverage and impressions before that. In the meantime, we're working up to tie up the last few loose ends and polish some rough edges, and I'm excited to get out. I was out to you next month. Additional details, if you're curious, we'll start sending invites about 10 a.m. PST, which is do the time zone calculator. Order emails are sent in the same order that reservations were made. You can only order the Steam Deck model that you originally reserved. Your reservation deposit will be applied to the final price of Steam Deck, and shipping costs are included. Boom, boom, boom. Now, what are the prices, I hear you ask? Well, so just for the OG Steam Deck with 64 gigabyte storage, 350 quid. I'm working in pounds, because you have to do the old switcheroo, the whole conversion yourself. But I mean, you get the gist of pounds. £459 for the 256 gigabit storage one. Faster storage, carrying case, exclusive Steam community profile bundle. And for the 512 gigabit one, it's £569. So it's fastest storage. Premium anti-glare X glass, exclusive carrying case, exclusive Steam community profile bundle, exclusive virtual keyboard theme. Now, being the snob I am, I'd probably have to go for the more expensive one. Not all SSDs. The 64 gig one isn't an SSD, but the other two are. So again, I'd have to go for the dear one, because I'm a snob when it comes to this kind of thing. Now, what do I think about the Steam Deck? Well, I've always said on the show before, my dream is to just be able to play my games wherever I want to play them. And you know what I mean? I hate jumping around and different save files, and I just want my profile to be one and I can play my game wherever I want. That dream's nowhere near a reality, but I'd be lying, or I'd be doing myself a disservice, I'll say, if I said I wasn't a little bit interested in this. I just wish I could just take my stuff all over. I could take my PC games wherever the fucking I've nearly got 600 games on Steam and PC now, to be able to play these. Obviously, Game Pass is probably going to work on it, because it is just an OS behind it. Is it Windows or Steam OS? It's probably Steam OS, isn't it? Ignore me. But Game Pass will run on the cloud-based one, so you'll be able to do it that way. So to be able to to take it on holiday or to a friend's house, or to the doctors in the waiting room from work on my lunch. Yeah, whatever sound. I'd be a bit of a hypocrite if I didn't say this is the kind of thing I want. I can't afford it now, so I'm not going to get one. But obviously in a few years, maybe when all said and done, people who use it said it is quite comfortable, but it doesn't look comfortable. It looks like everything's out of place. Everything's all in a straight line. I wish there was a bit of depth to, you know what I mean. So there is that, but I mean, I'm going to wait for previews and so on. But I'm looking forward to them on the 25th, and obviously the reviews on the 25th and the previews within the next couple of weeks, you imagine. But moving on, everybody, we have an update from Halo. Bam. Halo Infinite is Halo's biggest launch in the history of the franchise. So I'm reading from Halo Twitter account. So with over 20 million Spartans joining us so far, we're thrilled to announce that Halo Infinite is the biggest launch in Halo franchise history. Thank you for joining us on the next step in this great journey. Not a surprise. I mean, I am surprised a bit, but I'm not really, because this obviously isn't sales. This is players. So there's Game Pass people and so on and so forth. Like I'm probably in that number. I played Halo Infinite for about half an hour. I'm probably counted in there. Jam is the same. We jumped on for half an hour, 45 minutes or something. I imagine we're in the same that not everyone's bought this game for 40, 50 quid. And this is what we're gonna. It's like blur the lines in the marketing, the PR jargon, if you will, with this kind of thing, because it isn't sales, and that bothers me a little bit. I want to know how much it's sold. Because I'm curious to see how many people got Game Pass and bought it anyway. I think I'll probably do that with Gears of War, because people know I'm a big Gears head. It is what it is. I've got about 4 of these 4 Gears controllers. I mean, that's just Xbox One as well. So, and I've got 2 Xbox One Gears. So God help me when the Gears of War Xbox Series X gets announced and it's a big red crimson omen thing. Well, I mean, yeah, we're going to see this a lot with Game Pass. I thought so was the same. That was 18 million players. I mean, I've played Forza more than played Halo, but I'm quite happy. I'm happy that everyone's doing well, and Halo Infinite is sort of dragging its feet a bit. I think I'm seeing on Twitter a lot with some players, but with I think it's in good hands. I think they'll look after it. Hopefully, people like it. I hope they do. But moving on as well, there is some Horizon gameplay. Now, I'll put a video up, don't worry, for PS4 Pro. Now, with this, I'm very happy it's looking fresh. But what you notice, I said PS4 Pro. Now, my PlayStation 4, I've got PS5, so I'll probably get it on PS5 when I get it. But my PlayStation 4 is the OG base one. It's Darth Vader's on the front, so I'm doing all right. But I mean, with that kind of stuff, I just feel the OG base PS4 is just going to blow up or melt or something, because like I said, when Jan was saying when he was playing God of War, his OG PS4 was like a jet engine. But to be fair, I know people were a bit antsy about the cross-gen Horizon stuff, but it's looking fresh. It does look nice in some places. I mean, obviously, I like to think if I put the PS5 version and the PlayStation 4 Pro version side by side, my 30-year-old gamer eyes would be able to tell the difference. I'd like to think that 33-year-old, shush. I like to think that, but I mean, looks like there's minimal. When you go in, you're playing it. The frame rate looks like it's 30. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I don't think we're getting 60 frames a second looking like this on PS4 Pro or even base PS4. But I mean, the depth of field, the foliage is looking nice. Some like crimson foliage all around. Aloy's feet I can see, and the camera, like, there's not minimal shudders and like stuttering and lag on the camera. It looks like it when the controller's in your hand and it's 20-30 frames a second. Who knows? But it looks nice. It's not 30 frames, 27 frames a second. Sorry, but it does look nice. So I mean, I'm looking forward to like, because I know people are struggling to get a PS5. They're going to have to get the PS4 version. There's going to be people on the old PS4. There's going to be people on PS4 Pro. I'm looking forward to seeing in what state that game's going to be, because it's looking like it's going to be in a good state, but it is what it is. PR jargon will show you the good stuff, and we'll see. Speaking of hardware melting, Crysis 4 has been officially announced by Crytek on Twitter. There was a bit of a leak on some Chinese website, and I've forgotten the name of it. Give me 2 seconds, everybody. It doesn't matter. There's a Chinese website which the Chinese Crytek Chinese branch were like, yeah, Crysis 4, and I was like, what? What? And then the official Crytek account has tweeted, "It's time to join the journey and be the hero. A Crytek announcement," and it's a nice video with a load of polygons and particles and everything going on, and a big 4 comes in and says, "Join the journey, become the hero." And then they go on to say, "We're excited to announce we're working on the 4th installment in the Crysis series. We want you to join us on our journey and become the hero you were destined to be. Watch the teaser and read the blog post for more information on the journey ahead." Bum bum chush. Now confession time. I haven't played a Crysis game, but all I know about Crysis is throughout the 2010s, your PC could not run Crysis 3, no matter what the fuck was in it. You could have a military operations computer and it'd be like, no, I'm not running Crysis 3, but it's starting to now, obviously. I feel like this, with the particles and everything, I feel like this is going to be the same thing. It's going to be like a benchmark for computers, especially with the 3090s and all the other stuff coming out now. The next gen of cars, the Titans, the TIs, it's Ti, by the way. It's 1080 Ti, apparently, because it's titanium. Everyone I've spoke to in the history of the world has always said Ti, but whatever. Anyway, but the reason I bought it is I don't want to buy, this game, the sequel to this game's coming out, I've never played. This isn't why. I'm happy it's coming out. It looks like, it doesn't look like anything, it's just particles, to be honest. I'm sure it's going to be great, and from what I've, people like Crysis a lot. But if you remember last year, there was a leak by Nvidia, and there was all these games on it, PC, and then they were like, the GeForce Now leak. It was like, these coming out, and Nvidia tried to cool it down and say, no, it's just, some of these games are placeholders, so it's not all, just calm down. And then it's like, okay, this was last September, I think. But I'll read some of the games now. So for Sony, you've got Uncharted Legacy of Thieves, God of War on PC. Both are now. There's more. There's Ghost of Tsushima, Sackboy, Demon's Souls Returnal, and so on. But those 2 have been announced for PC. There's no Bloodborne, Spider-Man, Last of Us, Last Guardian, Gravity Rush, Ethic. So far, from what I can see. Microsoft Gears 6, Untitled, the Initiative game, Avowed, quite a lot of Microsofts have been revealed. Project Holland, apparently it's Fable, that is, and so on. But Square Enix, Chrono Cross Remaster, that never happened at the Game Awards, unfortunately. Final Fantasy VII Remake is now on Epic Games Store. There's a Final Fantasy IX remake there as well, if you remember me talking about that. Kingdom Hearts 4, unannounced title by Square Enix. That could be Forspoken, but I think it was announced by then. Capcom Resident Evil 4 remake, which is obviously the next remake they're doing. They're going to skip Code Veronica because they're cowards. Street Fighter 6 and all that. And then you go scroll down. Titanfall 3, that ain't happening. Untitled Respawn game, that's probably Jedi 2 or the first person shooter or the tactical thing. And so on, we scroll down. when we get to Crytek, what's under Crytek is Crysis 4. So I think eventually, some of these games could be years off. I think Tekken 8's on it, I think that. You know what I mean? Some of these games could be years off, but it is what it is. This is GeForce list and not a guaranteed PC list, so please understand GeForce is for streaming. So you have to understand that. I think there's a few Nintendo games on here as well. Have I made that up? I think I've made that up. I've made that up. XCOM 3, Injustice 3, Destroy All Humans 3, you know, and so on. Untitled Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, Switch exclusive. That was the Switch thing I was thinking of, I think. But, you know, these can be cancelled, used for testing data, like Gears of War was playable on PS3, I think, at one point, but that was just like an internal test for the Unreal Engine, so you've got to be wary of that kind of thing. It's something to think about though, because there's a lot of stuff here which people are clamouring for. Final Fantasy 9 Remake, hit me up. If you're not going to do 6, then do 9. That's what I say, and that's what they're doing, hopefully. But it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, what do you think about that? Let me know in the comments if you're there. But that is everything today. I did say it was going to be a more streamlined episode. Thank you very much for joining me while everyone's abandoned me. No, but this is more like the pilot, if you will. So like a lot of the artwork might change. The structure of this now may change. But I mean, we'll see how it is. Like I said, these are going to be very irregular because sometimes I'm on my own. I might stream a bit in a minute, but sometimes I'm on my own, doing this, doing that. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share with your friends, comment anything. Like Hyper Scape, did you play that? Are you getting a Steam Deck? Did you play in Halo Infinite? Let us know. Join the Discord. Do what you need to do. I'll put a link in the description. But thank you so much for joining, everyone, and happy Casual Report Plus Day. See you in a bit. Bye bye.